I can't believe they're selling this thing for $1,000. Well, technically it's $1,049 after using my discount code, but it's mind blasting what you get here for this insanely low price. Just wait until you hear the specs on this thing. First off, it's UL certified. That's unheard of for a bike at $1,000. The motor is a 1500 watt brushless geared hub motor. Oh, and you get 2 of them. It's all-wheel drive. It generates 220 Newton meters of torque. You get a 48 volt, 15.6 amp hour battery, hydraulic brakes, a full suspension moped-style frame with 4 rear shocks. It rolls on fat tires that should be able to take me anywhere. It's got lights, turn signals, fenders, and it seems to have everything you need. I'm gonna do my very best to find some negatives with this bike because right now it kind of feels too good to be true. So let's take a close look at everything you get when you buy the HikePeep MGT. And after that, I'm gonna be taking it outside for a shakedown ride where I'll take it through all of these tests. Stick around, this should be fun. Cue the B-roll. Now get this, the dual motor version I've got here retails for $18.99. And as of filming this video, it's on sale for $10.49 after using my discount code. That's over 40% off this thing. But whatever you do, don't buy this thing just yet. Let's review this thing to see if it's actually any good. Okay, first things first, let's check out the fit on this Model T here. All right, pretty comfortable. For reference, I'm 5'9" and I can almost touch the ground flat-footed. So they say this bike fits riders anywhere between 5'2" and 6'8". I believe the 5'2" part, 6'8", maybe not. Get a nice long stem, feels like a pretty neutral position, not laid back, not too far forward, you know. And there's lots of things you can do here. You can get a shorter stem, higher bars, whatever you want to do here. Suspension feels really good. Actually feels like it's got quite a bit of suspension in the front, and the rear looks like it supports my weight pretty well too. Oh, I should also tell you that this bike can hold up to 330 pounds. So even if you're a heavier rider, you can fit on this just fine. Okay, let's see what we're rolling with. The Model T rolls on a set of Chaoyang tires. They're 20-inch in diameter and 4 inches wide. We've seen these tires on a lot of other e-bikes before. They've got a pretty well-rounded tread with some traction and a nice center channel to keep the bike quiet on the roads. Not too far into the off-road category and not too far into the street-only category. Kind of in-between tire. For the drivetrain, you get a 7-speed Shimano tourney derailleur, really popular. You get a 7-speed Shimano freewheel that you'll probably never use. A decent sized chain ring, some generic cranks, and some of these that you'll also probably never use. Check out this rear suspension design. Pretty cool. You get 2 of these coil springs on each side for a grand total of 4. I've never seen this design so far, and you know, you never know, it might work pretty well. Here's a close-up of the seat, nicely padded leather design. Looks pretty comfortable, and it looks to have a little lip here to kind of hug your bum so it doesn't slide off the end. Nice. The bike has a rear taillight with turn signals as well as a license plate holder. Oh, and you get fenders, front and back. I've also never seen a frame like this. Pretty different looking. Some people will love it, some people will hate it. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Here's a shot of the front forks. They're inverted, which makes them super sensitive to small bumps. Looks like they've got quite a bit of travel here, but not a ton of adjustments. There's no preload, compression, or any rebound settings here. What you get is what you get. Hopefully they're set up right and feel good. Take a look at this headlight. I've also never seen one like this. Big halo around the projector style headlight in the middle. I'll turn this on in just a sec, but first, let's check out the controls. The bars are mountain bike style. They've got a little bit of a riser and, you know, not too narrow, not too wide. Pretty good feeling bars. The stem setup's kind of funny here. There's a ton of spacers, which lets you put the stem up or down depending on where you like it. And it's also pretty long. So if you're a shorter rider and want it to be more upright, you can easily get a shorter stem and get the bars nice and close to you. To help with that, you can also get a higher rise handlebar. Okay, taking a look at the controls on the right here, you get an ergonomic grip, no lock on, pretty cheap grip. You get a half twist throttle. You get an ignition key, which is nice. Super safe, right? Because you can't turn this bike on without this key. So So good little added bit of security. You get the 7-speed Shimano shifter, pretty basic. We see these on most bikes that we get here on the channel. And take a look at the control panel here you get on the left. First off, same cheap plastic ergonomic grip. This first remote handles all your lights, headlight on and off, turn signals, and horn. And then this is where you're gonna control the bike's electronics. You get a plus and minus button for going up and down your pedal assist modes. You can hold the minus button to put the bike into walk mode. This R and F will turn the front or rear motors on and off. Power button in the middle, and information button to cycle through the information on the screen. Let's turn the screen on. Well, that was a hard stop at 28 miles an hour. Okay, let's see what this headlight looks like. Turn it on. Okay, so you can adjust it up and down here so you don't blind other cars. Looks like it's super wide, and that'll light up the entire road ahead. Pretty punchy beam here. Yeah, no complaints. Just turning the bike around here so you guys can see. Nice punchy headlight. Here's it off. Here's it on. You also get turn signals here, left and right. Oh, you can turn them on at the same time. That's pretty handy. And what does the horn sound like? Yeah, nothing crazy. I don't think anybody in their cars would hear you, but definitely other pedestrians. And turning the bike around, here's a shot of the rear taillight. The bike's on right now, so you get no daytime running lights. But if we turn the headlight on, there you go. Light turns on, goes brighter with the brake, and turn signals, left and right, on at the same time. Nice. If the lights are on, the brake light will still work though. Nice. Here's a close-up of the brakes you get on the Model T. Looks like they're 2-piston hydraulic brake calipers, and they bite on to 180 mil rotors. These rotors are super thick, so they're gonna stay nice and straight, and they're gonna dissipate the heat much, much better than little thin rotors. And it's the same setup front and back. 180 mil rotors, 2-piston caliper. So replacing the brake pads on this thing will be 2 of the same. Perfect. And to finish off the brakes, here's a close-up of the brake lever. You get a big, long lever. They are adjustable with a little set screw here, so you can bring them in or out depending on how big your reach is. And they take mineral oil, so they'll be pretty easy to maintain. Let's take a look at the electronics. First, you get a 750 watt 48 volt motor in the front and the same 750 watt 48 volt motor in the back. These are 750 watt motors, but they peak at over 1500 watts each, and they generate 110 newton meters front and back for a grand total of 220 newton meters when you have it in dual motor mode. And powering those two is a 48 volt 15 amp hour battery. All right, I think I've seen enough. How about we take this thing outside to see what it's like to ride? Good morning, YouTube. Today is the first ride on the Global Keep Model T. Now, as you guys saw earlier, I've got the dual motor version here, and so far for $1,000, this thing's pretty impressive. But how's it gonna do in the tests? Let's go do test number 1 right now. Okay, I've got a full battery. You guys know what we do first. Let's do our hill climb. Up ahead is a nice, long, sustained 15% grade hill. I always start right here on my fire hydrant, but I've got the bike set up in dual motor mode right now. It is fully unlocked, and I've got my GPS here just to keep things honest. You guys ready? 3, 2, 1, go. I'm gonna go throttle only for this test here. And for reference, I weigh about 190 pounds right now, maybe 195 with all the cameras and gear on. 25 miles an hour. Let's see what kind of speed we can keep. 24 miles an hour. No problems climbing hills for this little guy. This is actually really nice. Wow, I am so impressed at how far e-bikes have come. It's crazy to me to think what you can get for $1,000 these days. I mean, look, full suspension, dual motor, hydraulic brakes, all the lights you can possibly want, turn signals. It's a small bike, and who knows what kind of top speed it's got, but man, for $1,000, if this thing can go over 28 miles an hour, I'd be super impressed. Okay, let's see how she handles. We're going about 25 miles an hour right now. Let's do a couple S turns. Wow, it's so zippy. That's the only thing I can think of. It has such a short wheelbase. It's so responsive. You kind of got to be careful when you're going fast. Okay, so with the seat like this, a bike in this category is not really designed to be pedaled all that much, you know? It does have some pedals, it does have some gears, so let's just test it out, see what it's like. I've been surprised before. So I'm gonna start in the granny gear, and this is kind of an uphill here, so I don't know how we're gonna do here. I'm gonna go with no power, right? Let's see if we can limp along. Oh my God. Oh, it's not good. It's so hard. I gotta put some power on here. Oh, thank God. My rear brakes squealing a little bit. There we go. So cadence sensor's kicking in, and we're getting about 11 miles an hour. Let's go. Drop all the gears here. About 15 miles an hour in pedal assist 2, pedal assist 3. Oh, I'm ghost pedaling now already at 20 miles an hour. Pedal assist 3, pedal assist 4, up to 25, and then who knows what we get for a top speed. Well, I was coasting up to 27 miles an hour. Okay. This thing seems promising. Okay, right before we take it to Test Drive Island and really unlock this thing, see what it's got in the cells, just before we test the top speed, let's see how quickly we can accelerate. I've got my lamp pole right here, and up ahead there's a driveway pullout. Let's see what kind of acceleration we can get from this little guy. And I'm gonna do 2 different tests. Let's do one motor, and then we're gonna come back, set up again, and do dual motors. You guys ready? I'm in pedal assist number 5. I'm gonna go throttle only. 3, 2, 1, go. At 12, 14, 16, 18, 19. Ugh. Almost got there. Okay, let's turn around and do it again. We're lined up again, but this time I'm gonna switch on both motors. I like this little button here. It just does rear or front or both. Nice. Okay, you guys ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, front wheel spin. Oh, this is much better. 16, 19, 22. Oh yeah, easy. This is so much better in dual motor. So unfortunately, they're doing some construction on the ferry here, so it's not running today. So we're gonna have to do our test a little bit different today. But we're still gonna do it all. Let's take it off-road, see how it's like on the gravel. Whoop. These Chaoyang tires have never been the best at anything, really. They're just mediocre at everything, right? They're decent off-road. Actually, let's go in the, oh. How smooth is that? This is actually really, really smooth. The suspension doesn't have any settings whatsoever, right? You can't tune the air or the preload. You can't tune the rebound or compression, nothing. But it actually feels really good just by itself, right? It's a little bit springy, but there's no big clunk. Everything seems solid. No complaints with the suspension, other than the fact that you can't really tune it for any weight, right? If you weigh close to my weight, right, I'm close to 200 pounds, maybe a little bit less. This is actually doing just fine. Woo! Like I said, it's a little bit springy. I wish you could slow it down a little bit, right, with some rebound damping, but gets me through just fine and just takes all of the little bumps away. Actually a really smooth ride. Kind of got to be careful with the bigger bumps, but so far so good. So I want to show you guys something that I find a little bit concerning, and that's to do with voltage sag. Like, look at this. My battery right now shows 92%, right? Check this out. I'm in dual motor mode, and I'm just gonna crank it. Watch what happens. Hopefully you guys can see the screen. There we go. That 93 goes down to 50%. I don't know if I'm being crazy, but that seems like a huge voltage sag, right? Mind you, we are in dual motor mode, right? Would that do the same in single motor mode? Let's see. 90 down to 65. Yeah, I mean, it's not as drastic as 92 to 50, but still a huge voltage sag. Now, those of you that know more about e-bikes than I do, maybe you can tell me what makes a battery sag that much. Is it the quality of cells? Is it how many cells are in a battery, right? Like, this battery has a certain capacity, and I know that just, you know, pushing the throttle doesn't use up all of that capacity. So what makes the battery dip that fast and that much? Let me know in the comments. Educate me, please. Okay, so while we're out here testing the pedal assist modes and the throttle, top speed, all that good stuff, let's see how manageable this power is. Let's test the throttle. I've got it in pedal assist 5 right now, and I'm gonna do my best to just crawl along. Dual motor mode, just crawling. Yeah. How about responsiveness? There's like a millisecond or two of delay for the power, but it's actually pretty good. Dudes, for a $1,000 bike, come on. It was actually pretty good. And how about the pedal assist mode? I'm gonna pedal now. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so pedal assist modes is the opposite. The cadence sensor takes forever to kick in. Look at this. I'll show you guys by going in the granny gear. I'm gonna pedal now. Like, it takes a full revolution and then some a little bit. It takes at least one full revolution to get some power from this motor. And pedal now. Yeah, see, it took like 2 right there. Oh, and it just kept going. Watch. Pedal now. Yeah, almost 3 revolutions, and it just keeps going. Oh man, that's sketchy. Don't pedal this bike. It's really not meant to be pedaled. Time to see what we can get for a top speed on this thing. Now, I've gone ahead and unlocked the bike. It's in pedal assist number 5, and I'm gonna go throttle only. I've got it on dual motor mode. You guys ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Good pickup, little front wheel spin. 29, 30, 31. And then now the motor's just not giving me any more power. So yeah, stops at 31, and now we're going downhill a little bit, but flat spot's over. Man, 30, 31 miles an hour, not too bad at all. So as we're heading over to get set up for the brake test, I kind of want to give you guys my first impressions on this bike. Obviously, I got to keep my expectations in check, right? It's $1,000 e-bike. And for what they give you at $1,000 is pretty impressive. You know, like just the fact that it has dual motors and hydraulic brakes at $1,000 is impressive enough. I remember reviewing the Highboy P6, right? That bike was $1,000 when it came out. It was just a standard hardtail. It had 26-inch by 4-inch wide fat tires. It had one battery, one motor, cable brakes, and that was $1,000. Right? I think the battery was maybe 14, 15 amp hours, something like that. Anyways, it wasn't much, but it was $1,000, right? This is dual motor, pretty sure a bigger battery, hydraulic disc brakes, full suspension frame, all the lights and signals you could possibly want, fenders, everything comes with this bike at $1,000. The suspension is impressing me. I was expecting something that felt a lot worse than this. It feels pretty smooth. There's absolutely no adjustability, but it feels smooth, right? Like I went through the grass back there and it just motored right through, took all the small bumps away, and you know, it's a pretty smooth ride. You know, when I was looking at the frame up close, filming some B-roll and, you know, inside putting the bike together, I noticed, you know, that the frame doesn't have, you know, the most amount of finesse, especially like around the welds and stuff like that. You know, I gotta be picky, right? And that concerns me a little bit. I'm sure nothing would, you know, break catastrophically and, you know, cause a crash, but come on, like the welds on a frame should be nice. They should be full. They should be cleaned up, right? And they're not on this bike. They look kind of ugly, if I'm being honest. As far as the ride goes right now, that's the only thing I can find that's a little bit dodgy. Okay, a little bit different brake test than we usually do, I know. We're not in our regular place, but let's try going 28 miles an hour and just slam on the brakes, see how it feels. You guys ready? Let's go. 24, 25, 26, 27, and brake. All right. No problems locking up the rear, that's for sure. And the front, yeah. I can nose manual this bike with just the front brake. So, no problems with these brakes. They feel smooth, they feel good. The levers are a little bit clunky, but you know, I'm just being picky. Okay, I want to take 2 minutes and talk about bike and ride quality here on this Model T from Global Keep. And let's go through everything, right? The contact points, I don't know, 5 out of 10, right? The grips are clunky, they're ergonomic grips. I don't like those. And, you know, they don't lock on. So if you really want to, you grab them, they rotate. They're not the best. They're okay, but they're just cheap grips, right? I would easily replace these with something you can get on Amazon. Get some lock-on collar grips, nice soft rubber, easy to find, easy to do yourself. The seat, I don't know what it is about this seat, but you know, it looks very comfortable. It looks like it has a ton of padding on top, but the sides have no padding, right? And the sides of my thighs, the sides of my butt, no padding here, right? It easily go through it, and then I'm just riding on the hard wood or whatever plate they've got at the bottom of the seat. It's not a huge problem, you know, like I can kind of like move my butt back to the back of the seat where there's a bit more cushion, but where I fit best on the seat, for me at 5'9", you know, this bike has got like some pressure points around the edges of the seat, right? I'm being picky, but you guys gotta know, right? The pedals, you know, they're cheap plastic pedals, nothing crazy, nothing to write home about. I touched on it earlier. The frame's got some dodgy welds that, you know, don't give me a ton of confidence in the overall strength of this bike. But, you know, so far it's been pretty solid, right? There's nothing that rattles, nothing that moves, everything feels sound, right? And I haven't really found anything drastically wrong with the frame. The suspension works. Again, I said it before, there's no settings whatsoever, but it works. It's soft, it takes away all the bumps, it does what suspension is supposed to do. And there's no harsh clunks, there's, you know, it just feels tight. It feels the way it's supposed to. So no problems with the suspension. Brakes work really, really well. I really like these brakes. Other than the levers are a little clunky, but that's me being super picky. I prefer the shorter levers you can get with one finger. These are a lot wider, right? So, you know, maybe a 2-finger breaker. Performance, the brakes work really, really well. They lock up. I can nose manual this bike. I can lock up the rear, no problems. Very nice to see hydraulic brakes on a $1,000 bike, right? Tires, Chaoyang tires. We've had these tires on, you know, 30 of the 50 bikes I'll review this year will have Chaoyang tires. They're super popular for a reason. They're good at everything, right? They're a little bit loud on the road if you deflate them a little bit, but you know, decent on-road performance, decent off-road performance. They're good at everything, right? And then finally, the electronics. The screen's actually really good. Guys, look, direct sunlight right over my shoulder here, and I can see the screen clear as day. I see that I have 67% on my battery. I see exactly how fast I'm going, what pedal assist mode I am. I see all the colors, and I've got polarized glasses on. So no issues with the screen. This bike has a better screen than some $2,000-$3,000 bikes I've been on this year. So, you know, that's that. Dual motors feel really good. The only thing that doesn't feel top notch on this bike is the cadence sensor, but come on, this bike is not designed to be pedaled. It's designed to be ridden like a little motorcycle, the way I'm riding it today. Throttle only, just sit back, relax, and, you know, ride it like a motorcycle. It's not a good pedaler, so I can understand why they really didn't put a lot of money and invest a lot of time in the cadence sensor. It's just, people just won't use it with a bike like this. The two motors are powerful enough to get me to 30 miles an hour, no problems. Eats hills for breakfast, and it's $1,000. Again, I keep coming back to that. I'm just mind blown at what you can get for 1,000 smackaroos these days. Insane. So $1 million question, who's the Model T really for? Well, obviously someone who wants a moped-style bike, someone that really doesn't want to pedal all that much, you know, someone that wants a little electric motorcycle to bomb around town with, right? Even do some light off-roading. The suspension is actually really good. You know, I don't know what the range will be like because this bike has an obscene amount of voltage sag with this battery. Like as soon as I hit the throttle and dual motor, you go down, you know, 40-50% in your battery. So, you know, I'm sure this battery would limit you quite a bit as soon as you get to 50%. And I don't know what the range would be like, but I've done 12 miles on the bike. Right now, the battery's showing at 62%. So, you know, if that's correct, and if we were to be in a, you know, a lower power mode, maybe pedal some power ourselves, we could, you know, maybe double that, right? So 20, 25 miles, maybe. Is that pushing it? I don't know. But man, if you like the way this looks, right? If you want a shorter bike that's easier to store, easy to carry, nice and light, and you want everything that this Model T has, do yourself a favor. Click on the link in the description, or better yet, scan this QR code with your phone's camera. It'll take you right to their website. And if I have a discount code to help you guys even further with the price, I'll put it right here in the video, or it'll be in the description. So don't forget to look, it might save you a little bit extra. And if the Model T from Global Keep is not the perfect bike for you, that's okay. Maybe the bike in this video will be more what you're looking for. I'll see you over there.